All right, so now we are going to take our data from our tables 2.1s, our little sample plots over here, each individual one, and we're going to put it into table 2.2, which will be a summary table. It'll summarize all of the data we've collected into one nice, neat, easy to find place, and then we can paste this table into our final paper. So first thing we're going to do is just paste in the total number of species, and we can go ahead and do that. We could copy the number that's down over here, for instance total number of species for sample plot 1 into sample plot 1 right here. But if this number changes in here, if any of our calculations change, this won't change if we just type it in. So what we can do is enter kind of a formula. Basically, it's a shortcut. So if I click here in box G5 and hit the equals sign, I want G5 to be equals to this box down here into our total number of species for sample plot 1. So I just put equals and then just click on the box there. Equal to cell C15. That's what you're saying this is equal to. And then you just hit enter. It's not even really a formula. It's more like you're making this cell mirror another cell, or just copy the contents of another cell. Okay, that's simple. So we do the same thing then for each of our other sample plots. So for 2, sample plot 2, under total number of species equals, scroll on down here, and click right there, total number of species. So this will be equal to cell C29. Enter. And there it is there. Okay, this cell here will then be equals to plot 3, cell, looks like C43. Enter. And plot 4 will be equals to sample plot 4. We have nothing in there now, but I'm going to go ahead and just make it equals anyway. That way if we do put anything in, we'll automatically add it up here. And then equals here, plot 5. And okay, we are done there then. Now what we need to do is calculate out the average abundance for native and non-native species in each of our plots, and I basically made a mistake here. So what I need to do now is we need to insert another column into our data table here, because right here, if you look, it just says average abundance, and it doesn't say average abundance of what, native, non-native. So we need to add in one more column there, and we'll do that by selecting all of column I right here, the whole entire thing. So you just click right above there where it says column I, and then you're going to right click, alright, I'm back. So we're going to insert a column just to the left of where it says date here in this column, so column I. So you click on it, you could right click, or you could click on this little tiny box right here, drop down. And you're going to hit insert one left. Insert one to the left. Once you click that, there you go. Now you have a blank column here. And in this column here, you could go ahead and for here, average abundance, we want average abundance of what? Well, we're going to put average abundance of native for this one. And then for the next one, we want to have average abundance of non-native. So I'm going to hit Control C, copy that, Control V. Now I've copied the contents of that one there, and I'll just change this last one to NN. Okay. So now I have two separate columns, average abundance native, average abundance non-native. And I can make this a little smaller, make it fit and look good. Okay, now that we have our two columns, we're going to go ahead and just insert our data. So for average abundance, we're doing the percentage here. So what we have to do is we have to put in all of the plants that were native in plot 1 into here, the percents of those. Now in this case, it's just the one plant, just the sedge rush, and we want to put in the percent of sedge rush that was in there. So you're going to put in the equal sign, and then sum parenthesis, and for this case it's only 1, so there we go. Close parenthesis, and we're done now. Now for average abundance non-native, it gets a little bit trickier, and this is where we need to pay attention. So we're going to have to do a little bit of a trick here. We know that non-native plants in plot 1 were the Himalayan blackberry and the canary reed grass right here. And so it's the sum of these two abundances, of the two of them, that would be our non-native plants, average abundance of those. So in cell I5, we click and then we put equals sum, so we're adding them together, and then these two cells right here. Okay, so the sum of the reed canary grass, percent of the reed canary grass, and the sum of the percent of the Himalayan blackberry. And close parenthesis. Okay. There we go. So those are our two abundances for sample plot 1. And these two here should equal 100%. So you should be able to add this up and have this be, well, 100 or just a whole number, 1. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing for all of our other plots down here. So we'll scroll down for plot 2. And we'll put equals and abundance of non-native in here, which is again the sedge rush. So equals sum, just that one parenthesis, done. And then for non-native, for sample plot 2, equals sum, in parenthesis, and then select the two non-natives. There, close parenthesis, and done. Okay, now we're going to scroll down to sample plot 3. Now sample plot 3, you'll see, has a bit of a trick in it. Our two non-natives are spread out. So there's going to be a trick to adding those together. I'll show you that in just a second. But let's add in our native species first. So equals sum, and scroll on down here. I believe it was sample plot 3. Here we go. So it's the bedstraw and the sedge. And we're going to select those two for our native plants. Close parenthesis and enter. Okay. Now we're going to enter in our non-native for this plot. So again, equals sum, close parenthesis, and we're in sample plot 3. So we need to scroll down there. Now there is a trick for selecting cells that are spread out like this. You can't select all of them, so we've got to select first this cell here, cell D33, our non-native, and then you're going to hold down on the control button. So right now, after you've selected that, see it says D33 right here, hold down on the control button the entire time, and then click on cell D36. See how it lit up purple there? As long as you're holding down on that control button, you can click any number of different cells and it'll select only the cells you click on. So now it's the sum of cell D33 and cell D36. Close parenthesis, enter, and done. Okay, that looks good there. That looks like that equals 1. That's 1. And you're just going to keep doing this for all of them. Because we don't have anything actually in our sample plot 4 and 5, I won't do anything there yet because you have to have the fields entered to select which ones you're going to be choosing for abundance. Okay, now that we have that there, we can do our total abundance for native and total abundance for non-native for our entire plot. And since we're at about 8 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and make that another video, the next video. And so hopefully you figured out how to get these entered in. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me. And once you're done with this, and you've double checked that these are correct and these should equal 1, you can start in the next video. Thanks.